Deep in the silence of the night, a young king was visited by the Creator with a single, life-altering question. "What shall I give you?" His answer changed the course of history. Solomon didn't ask for power, he asked for wisdom. Tonight, we sit at the feet of that same king to learn the 40 lessons that turned a small kingdom into a golden empire. The Book of Proverbs, largely attributed to King Solomon, is a sacred well of divine wisdom. Inspired by God, it offers timeless guidance for the heart, the mind, and the daily choices we all face. Unlike fleeting opinions or modern trends, Proverbs delivers enduring truth, practical and powerful for every generation. Within these concise sayings, we discover the character of a God who cares deeply about our spiritual journey and also about how we speak, act, think, and treat others. Proverbs brings clarity in confusion, correction in error, and strength in times of uncertainty. It invites us to revere the Lord, to seek wisdom above wealth, and to live with integrity, discernment, and humility. In the lessons ahead, you'll encounter life-changing insights, each grounded in Scripture and paired with a simple reflection. Let this journey through Proverbs shape not only what you know, but how you live every day. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 1:7 tells us, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." The foundation of all wisdom is reverence for God. This doesn't mean terror, but a deep respect and awe for His holiness and authority. True wisdom begins when we humble ourselves and recognize that God's perspective is higher than our own. While many rely on their own understanding, Proverbs calls us to be teachable, letting eternal truth guide our decisions. Trust in the Lord completely. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." This is a call for total reliance, not partial dependence. Human logic is often clouded by emotion or pride, but when we surrender our preferences and fears to Him, we find a peace that goes beyond human capacity. Trusting God means believing He is good even when circumstances are not. A gentle tongue has power. Proverbs 15:1 reminds us, "A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger." Words can heal or harm. A gentle response can diffuse a heated conflict, while harsh words only escalate tension. Wisdom teaches us to pause and respond with grace, mirroring the character of Christ and opening doors for healing. Avoid the path of the wicked. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men, says Proverbs 4:14. God's wisdom draws a clear line between righteousness and evil. This verse is a warning to avoid the influence and lifestyle of those who live contrary to God's will. Walking with the wicked gradually leads to compromise and destruction. Wisdom is proactive. It doesn't flirt with sin, it flees from it. By choosing our companions and influences carefully, we remain on the path of life. Guard your heart diligently. Proverbs 4:23 warns, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Your heart, the center of your thoughts, desires, and emotions, influences every aspect of your existence. This verse calls us to guard it like a treasure. What we allow into our hearts shapes our attitudes and decisions. If we fill our hearts with God's truth, our lives will reflect that goodness. But if we entertain bitterness or pride, it will eventually overflow into destructive behavior. Wisdom protects what is most precious. Honor the Lord with your wealth. Proverbs 3:9 teaches, "Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase." This is about placing God first in our finances. Honoring Him with our substance means recognizing that everything we have comes from Him. Offering the first fruits, the best and first part, reflects a heart of gratitude and faith. It's not just about giving, it's about prioritizing God above all material pursuits. When we give to Him first, we declare our trust in His provision and align our hearts with eternal values. The wise listen to correction. A fool despiseth his father's instruction, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent, says Proverbs 15:5. Wisdom is the willingness to change when corrected. Accepting rebuke requires humility, but it leads to growth and maturity. A teachable spirit is the hallmark of the wise. Pride leads to destruction. Proverbs 16:18 gives a stern warning. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Pride deceives us into thinking we are self-sufficient. True wisdom walks in humility, recognizing our constant need for God's grace. Staying low before God protects us from an inevitable fall. A good name is a great treasure. Proverbs 22:1 says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold." Your character holds more value than your bank account. A reputation built on honesty and kindness has a lasting impact that money can never buy. Wisdom is better than gold. Proverbs 16:16 challenges our priorities. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold? And to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. While wealth brings temporary comfort, wisdom shapes your eternal soul. Pursue truth over material gain, and you will be rich in everything that matters. Walk with the wise. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed, says Proverbs 13:20. You become like those you spend time with. Influence is powerful, so be intentional. Choose mentors and friends who love the Lord. Hatred stirs conflict, love covers offenses. Proverbs 10:12 tells us, "Hatred stirreth up strife, but love covereth all sins." Hatred fuels division, but love acts as a healing balm. Choosing mercy over revenge doesn't deny wrongdoing, it overcomes it. The diligent will prosper. Proverbs 12:24 says, "The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute." Consistent, honest effort leads to influence. God honors those who steward their responsibilities well, reflecting His nature through excellence. Speak life. Proverbs 18:21 reveals, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Our words have the potential to build up or tear down. Those who speak with kindness and wisdom reap the fruit of joy and unity. Commit your plans to the Lord. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established, says Proverbs 16:3. Planning is wise, but true success comes from surrendering those plans to God. When we bring our goals under His authority, He provides the clarity we need. A cheerful heart is good medicine. Proverbs 17:22 reminds us, "A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones." Our emotional state affects our physical well-being. Joy, found in trusting God, becomes a healing presence for us and everyone around us. Do not envy sinners. Proverbs 23:17 says, "Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long." Don't be blinded by the temporary success of the world. Keep your eyes on the eternal reward of faithfulness. A gentle spirit brings peace. Better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith than a house full of sacrifices with strife, says Proverbs 17:1. Peace is more valuable than abundance. A simple life filled with love and unity is a greater blessing than luxury filled with conflict. Keep your word. Proverbs 13:5 tells us, "A righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and cometh to shame." Integrity is a mark of godliness. Speaking the truth, even when it costs us, builds a life of respect and honors the Lord. Don't boast about tomorrow. Proverbs 27:1 warns, "Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth." Life is fragile. Living with humility and dependence on God keeps us grounded. Trust Him for the future, but honor Him fully today. Wisdom brings security. Proverbs 1:33 offers a promise, "Whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil." Listening to God brings a security that the world cannot provide. Obedience leads to a calm soul, even in a chaotic world. A soft spirit is true strength. Proverbs 16:32 says, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city." Self-control is more impressive than external power. Mastering your own emotions through grace is the mark of real spiritual maturity. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil, says Proverbs 3:7. Arrogance closes our hearts to truth. When we admit our understanding is limited and turn to God, we find true freedom. Wise words refresh the soul. Proverbs 12:18 tells us, "The tongue of the wise is health." A timely, gentle word can soothe anxiety and inspire courage. God calls us to be vessels of healing through our speech. The righteous are bold as a lion. Proverbs 28:1 says, "The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion." Guilt breeds fear, but a pure conscience breeds confidence. When you walk in integrity, you can face any trial with unshakable faith. A faithful friend is a treasure. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity, says Proverbs 17:17. True friendship is constant. Cherish those who stand with you through every season, reflecting the enduring love of Christ. Laziness leads to poverty. Proverbs 6:10-11 warns how subtly laziness brings ruin. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come. Purpose requires intentional effort. Steward your time wisely. A humble spirit gains honor. Proverbs 18:12 teaches, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. In God's kingdom, the way up is down. Choose humility, and God will lift you up in His perfect timing. Righteousness guards the upright. Proverbs 11:3 says, the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Integrity is a compass. Doing the right thing when no one sees builds a secure foundation for your life. The wise build their home. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands, says Proverbs 14:1. A home is shaped by attitudes and choices. Nurture your relationships with patience and grace to build a place of strength. God sees the heart. Proverbs 21:2 reminds us, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. We can justify our actions to ourselves, but God weighs our true motives. Live to be right in His sight. Humility attracts God's favor. Proverbs 3:34 says, surely He scorneth the scorners, but He giveth grace unto the lowly. God opposes the proud, but helps those who recognize their need for Him. Humility is the door to His divine favor. Avoid foolish arguments. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him, says Proverbs 26:4. Not every battle is worth your energy. Sometimes silence is the wisest response to protect your peace. The upright are guided by honesty. Proverbs 11:1 says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is His delight. God values honesty in our business and daily dealings. Living transparently invites His blessing. He who guards his mouth guards his life. Proverbs 21:23 warns, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Careless words lead to regret. Think before you speak, and you will save yourself from unnecessary conflict. The righteous think before they speak. Proverbs 15:28 says, the heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. Be deliberate with your speech. Let your words be a channel of grace rather than an impulsive reaction. Envy rots the soul. Proverbs 14:30 tells us, a sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. Contentment brings health. Rejoice in the blessings of others and find freedom from the prison of comparison. Patience is power. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression, says Proverbs 19:11. Overlooking an offense is a sign of maturity. Choosing grace over retaliation reflects the very heart of God. The way of the lazy is hard. Proverbs 15:19 says, "The way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain." Procrastination creates obstacles, but discipline smooths the path. Live with purpose. The fear of the Lord leads to life. Finally, Proverbs 19:23 promises, "The fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied." Reverence for God is the foundation of a meaningful existence. When He is at the center, you find true joy, purpose, and security. The wisdom found in Proverbs is a gift from God, not just to make us smarter, but to make us more like Him. Each verse carries a timeless truth for the challenges we face today. Wisdom is not a destination, it is a daily pursuit. Let your prayer be, "Lord, teach me to live wisely." While Solomon's Proverbs give us the blueprint for our daily actions, there is another depth to the spiritual life that many overlook. In our next video, we are stepping into the secret place, exploring how the quiet moments of prayer can unlock a level of peace that even the wisest words cannot describe. You won't want to miss the journey from wisdom to intimacy. We'll see you in the next one on Seeds of Gold.